minding my own business. And something dropped in my spirit about the Wizard of Oz. How many of you know about the Wizard of Oz? Raise your hand, raise your hand. I see you back there. Raise your hand. But anyway, the Wizard of Oz. Everybody know that Dorothy was this little girl, was this young lady. She was a little farm girl. She had a little pup called Toto, I think. They got in a tornado. And somehow or another they end up somewhere else. They met up with I think a scarecrow. I'm going to say a skyscraper, a scarecrow, a tin man, and I think a lion. So they were on their road, and Dorothy was trying to get back because she lived in Kansas. So where she was at was not where that she was not in Kansas. The Tin Man, I think, did he want a heart? I think he wanted a heart. Okay. And I think the lion wanted bravery, be courageous and everything. And what was the other one I said? How in the world do a lion not be courageous though? But anyway, he needed that. And the scarecrow, I'm not even really sure what he wanted. I'm not sure. Probably. I'm not sure. I don't forget. But anyway, y'all, I when this dropped in my spirit, if you remember the outcome of that story, you remember the all of them had something of importance, but they had to get to this place to see the wizard who controlled everything I just named. The wizard was able to give that to them, or act like he gave it to them. So my thing is, in that, them looking for that to happen for them, I thought about how, and I'm trying not to make this long, but it look like if I keep stabbing around, I'm gonna make it long. You know how a triangle is. I really don't want to put the triangle, but you know how a triangle is. You know, the triangle, there's a tip, it's 3 parts. You go up there, down there, and down there. Okay. So the wizard was at the tip end, the tip of it, of what they needed, because he controlled everything down in that triangle. He controlled it all. In other words, he almost made himself out of this little guy. But anyway, he controlled everything else. You know how the triangle come down and come down. But we are down here at the bottom. Many, many people. But up there at the top is where the wizard lies. Y'all, when I thought about the Wizard of Oz, I thought about the world that we're living in today. I feel like that is so similar to how things are being ran, how things are being done in this world. And it makes you think about the Wizard of Oz. It made me think about the Wizard of Oz. Because they had to go through the supposedly top dog to get the strings to get to what they needed. He was pulling the strings. The top dogs were pulling the strings. Okay? Pulling the strings, pulling the strings. Okay? When they needed, this was a need. Not even a want. This was a need for them. Pulling the string, pulling the string. Up there in that little itsy bitsy dot. That little itsy bitsy dot controlled everything underneath it. How can that be? Everything that was going on, or that what they needed, the itsy bitsy controlled it. And this is where I feel that in our world today, this is the way I feel that it is. It's a Wizard of Oz. But now, y'all, also, when all of them went through some things before they got to him, they went through some bumps in the road, in the yellow brick road. They went through some bumps, okay? But they finally got there. And they got the things that they needed. But the most important thing, well, maybe not right now, but in a few minutes, they got what they needed. But you know, after they got what they needed, there was some exposure that was done. And that exposure saw that the power that they thought they had, or the power that the Lord, the people under the little bit of dot, the power that the little dot had, they really didn't have that power. They really didn't have that power. And guess what? The power was already in them. The things they wanted, it was already in them. But see, when we are asleep, we cannot see the real picture. Even though that dot was so little, you really couldn't see it. But see, when we crucify self, and crucifying self is all the stuff that has been packed down on us, and all the programming and all that stuff that has been done. All the think the way the dot think, move the way the dot move, act the way the dot act. It was all put in us for years and years and years. So it buried us. But just because you buried don't mean you're dead. So when you crucify self, it's able to take all that stuff that they don't put on us, all that stuff packet put on us, is able to free us to be able to see. To be able to see the way God had intended for us to see. See, because when God created us, we didn't have all of that stuff in us. the enemy saw fit to try to take control of everything on this earth. But when we crucified self, we were able to see, and we were able to wake up to what's really going on. And know that little dot controlled all of us. How can that be? How can that be? But let me tell you, there's a God that's still in control. And he don't play about me. And he don't play about you. Okay? And the thing about it is, I want to say one day we're going to have and I am saying it, we're going to have a beautiful world that God had intended for us to have. And I was going to say that new man, because it speaks about that, crucified himself, and old man passed away, and behold, a new man come on the scene. But you know what? When he created us, it's just the real man, the one that God created. It's still there. The one that God created is still there. And after we crucify self and be able to see, we'll be able to see what power that lives within us. Glory to God. That God reigns and he lives in us. But anyway, and guess what? He gave all power and dominion to us. But anyway, let's finish the story, or let's finish this. Just want to put something in your head. Well, when they pulled back the curtains of the little dot, the one that was controlling everything, y'all, I see why he was afraid to be exposed, because ain't no power up in there at all. Because God has it. Only can do so much. But anyway, y'all, I made this too long. It's 16 minutes, y'all. 16 minutes. But I just wanted to say that I feel like this world is very similar to The Wizard of Oz. And guess what? Dorothy woke up. She woke up in Kansas. But it's because she woke up. All right? Peace and love sent to you all. Meditate on that. And I'll see you all in the next video. Y'all, when I couldn't leave this like this, because Kansas is where she ended up back at and where she was from. So I wanted to see what Kansas represents. And it represents the sunflower. Spiritually, the sunflower symbolizes faith, loyalty, and devotion, because it turns its face to the sun, representing a quest for light, guidance, and divine connection. It also embodies personal growth, spiritual awakening, and enlightenment due to its radiant energy and bright appearance. Additionally, the sunflower signifies resilience, positivity, and strength in the face of adversity as it continues to seek the light even when challenges arise. Sunflowers have deep roots in the state, having been used by indigenous people and later declared the official state flower in 1903.